I've had conversations with several people recently, some of which I've known for years, and others just random people that I know, and just hypothetically said, if I could help someone get out of federal prison because I knew what they were saying is the truth, should I do it? And the answer was unequivocally yes. That's where the next part gets kind of tricky. You see, because it would be... I haven't done this before myself. But now to do it for someone else, this is called really putting her way out there. But El Chapo is right. He was working for the U.S. government. And now they're pissed that he's got $14 billion and his kids are missing and they want the fucking money. But quite frankly, he works for you and earned the money, and, you know, now you're not happy he has a lot of fucking money. Or is there some other issues that haven't hit the newspapers yet that I've overlooked? Having done 3 life sentences in Mexican federal prisons for telling the truth about cartels and U.S. military, and having to sign all kinds of agreements to never go back to Mexico again unless I wanted to become property of the state of Mexico, thanks to the North American Free Trade Agreements as signed in my ink in a Tijuana prison on the last time out. Wow, look at that hair. The agreement was founded with Mexico, the state of Mexico. I didn't even know it was a fucking state until I read the agreement. Or we're buying it at some point in the future. Maybe it's after we build a wall and piss them off and we'll get a reduced rate. Trump, walls don't work. I know you're a big fan of Hitler and Genghis Khan because you keep him on your bedstand when your wife isn't there and your daughter is. Listen, dude. Get a frickin' clue. Wars don't work. Walls don't work. They just piss people off. The Mongolians climbed over the wall, still raped the women, burned the cities, and said, fuck your wall. It did so well in Berlin, didn't it? That our government asked Gorbachev to take the frickin' wall down. Or did you miss that part of American history because you're so infamously famous as a piss-poor reality loser? Dude, get a clue. You're running us right into the fucking toilet. You are not an American patriot. You are a treasonous piece of shit. And I don't want to spell America with a K. And I don't want you to be my president in 2020 so much that I may come out of retirement as a third-generation Kennedy and run against your dumb ass because, you know what? Maybe it's time career politicians be replaced by some people with some brain power, but not stooges who are Putin puppets. And by the way, I hear you failed your security clearance test as president more than once and you had to have help with that. Is there any truth to that truth? I want you to look up Majestic Crypto under security clearance while we're at it, Donnie. And look up Majestic Crypto. The reason you can't find out everything you want on me is because I don't want you to have it, bitch. But what you're going to have is me coming right after you to get you either stand down, resign, and tell the truth and repay the money you owe everybody you ripped off around the world, you piece of shit. Or I think we should bankrupt Trump worldwide and put you in a federal prison and take your money and put your children and everybody involved with you in a federal prison as a bunch of Satanist pieces of shit. But that's just my vote for world peace. I'm done with my country being sold out. And by the way, if you're a lawmaker and you make a fucking law, live by it, bitches. If I took all the kickbacks you assholes took, it would be called RICO, it would be called, payola, plugola, and a whole lot of other things that I would end up having to be in a federal prison for how many years. Oh, and by the way, I did talk with an FBI agent friend of mine who's decided he's not on stand-down orders. He can actually fucking talk to me again. That I might actually bring in to run my security team because I trust the Secret Service as far as I could piss on them. Sorry, guys, you don't have good stand with me right now after some bonehead moves you've done. Like having that jackass call my office and you guys can't find me and you need to talk to me about certain matters. About what? The fact I'm very vocal about the guy you sit and fucking eat his shit? Dude, I'm tired of you draining the swamp. I don't need water like Flint, Michigan. I'm from Michigan and I know what you assholes have done to my state. You keep the fracking shit going, bitch. I hope you get to swallow every drop of frack, you piece of asshole. But now, moving on to Roberta's story. There's some people I've reached out to, and they think I should help El Chapo. Now, recently, ironically, which moved me to even this question with people, because I got brought up to speed on El Chapo's story when I met his daughter, who is amazing. And after our third meeting, I said, why do you keep coming and finding me? Because she said some very complimentary things. I'm not going to paraphrase. She can say those in her own words in her own time, if she elects to. And I haven't told her this yet. But when she said put a ring on it, when can we schedule a date to go do this together? Or do you want me to just pick out a rock and bring it to you and hope you like whatever it is? Because I saw some great seashells the other day. And some rocks by it. Never mind. Anyway, girl, you do need to get in touch with me if someone does tip you off that I put this out there. Because I want to proceed as we've discussed. And I would be willing to put my ass on your line for your dad. Because he is telling the truth. Like was indicated in the interview with Sean Penn a couple of years ago by the family. I've known your dad on and off since my first CIA drug war. That I didn't know I was going to on an all-expense-paid trip. Go to West Broadcasters, ABC, all that great stories of years. Which was a trip to hell. I was the guy who was going to go to Canada if, by any chance, which he did keep his promise, by the way, and Jimmy, I would love, if I do decide to run, to have you consult, please. Jimmy Carter, whose biggest sin was lusting in his heart at the time, that got hit Playboy magazine, got all blown out of proportion, but Jimmy kept his word to my mom that I would never have to serve in the draft. And go to war, because I wasn't going to go. I was going to defect. I already had talked to people at CKLW. God bless you guys, Rosalie, and God, I can go down a list of people I talked to there. We had it set for me to move to Canada when I was 18, and I would continue education college there, and I would do ministries on the radios in Canada, and that's how they could get me into the country. So it might be Brother Kurt Kelly on the Big 8 CKLW. Fortunately, I didn't have to do that because I really was reticent to move to Canada. I mean, I was tired of northern Michigan weather, freezing my ass off way up here in northern Michigan on the tip of the... tip right up, Sheboygan. And then ironically I get this all expense paid trip to hell and get dropped into a CIA drug war when I'm so adamantly against war. But you know what? The thing that I'm glad that did happen there, as much as I resented it at the time and was so goddamn pissed off, screamed all the way to the motherfucking White House, the CIA, ABC, Golden West, and a shit ton of other people too. I was pissed. You sent a 19-year-old objector to wars into the middle of a CIA drug war to be an observer and give reports back? And whose bright idea was this? And why wasn't I consulted ahead? And I was told whose bright ideas it was. It was a consensus. The whole posse was in on this bitch. CIA, White House, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, What that wake-up call did for me as a humanitarian. As a kid who grew up in northern Michigan with clean air, pure water, well, except when you fucked it up, or, milk, which you screwed up with DDT, and, oh, God, some of the shit I have had to live through in Michigan, and you put, they somehow got goddamn, asbestos shit into milk supplies and DDT and other shit in Michigan when I was growing up as a kid, which is always fun when you know you're drinking DDT, milk low, or having government cheese, because Dad was not paying the child support, and didn't matter who you were related to because nobody's kicking in on the bills because you weren't supposed to get divorced in the 60s in the small communities in northern Michigan. All that religion and shit in a small town. I mean, we live 16 miles out of the nearest city, Sheboygan, which in the summertime with all the tourists and shit coming up to the Great Lakes, we had 2,500 people. Getting the picture? So a small town boy goes to war, has always wanted to live in Los Angeles and the big cities. Quite frankly, I still live a very active and outdoor life. I love camping. I love hiking. I love high adventure sports. I'm not a good spectator. I'm a great participant. I'm a real competitor. So if you're ready for the challenge, be ready for a challenge. I don't take things on that I don't excel in. I excel in everything I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about world peace. That's one thing I have not excelled as far as I wanted to go. I did get that ceasefire in Central America for 4 days with UN peacekeeping troops, and all the money we made thanks to Joe Walsh of the Eagles and all the rock stars. Huey Lewis was on the show, Ben Benatar, Tracy Chapman. Do we have Eric Clapton? We had a lot of people. Eric Clapton, I think, was on the show. Ringo Starr. I think McCartney made it. I mean, it was a long list. It was a big event that I convinced ABC we wanted to do to get a 4-day ceasefire so Uncle Kurt could raise money for UNICEF and the UN and send out millions of dollars to the victims of the war that he had personally witnessed. I mean, when I saw 8-year-old kids carrying AK-47s who could have put me in prison, chopped a finger off and sent it back for ransom, could have killed me, those are life-changing moments. And the fear I saw in those children's eyes of looking at this big white man, young, I would say really handsome man, who in a moment could speak very articulate Spanish or become a complete idiot in Spanish and speak English and no comprendo. It was baffling to them. Thank God I took Spanish in high school. Jesus Christ. I can hardly speak a word of it anymore, which is stupid because I live in Los Angeles. But, I have enough trouble comprehending most people's psychobabble in English that taking on second languages, I've agreed when I've been on foreign tours in Eurasia, Turkey, the Middle East, Central America, around the planet. I've had some of the best interpreters on the planet. You know who you are. I am so greatly indebted to you for helping me to understand your cultures, your mannerisms. To me, that is so important. It annoys the hell out of me how grotesque I feel America has become and rude, where you could be talking to somebody, and Pops and I from the CIA, a guy I know down in Venice, known each other, God, since 83. I'm supposed to hook up with Pops later tonight. Pops worked on my bike today, a new one that I got. And if any asshole checks this one or the Barbie Huffy bike that I got locked down, get ready for some of my Black Ops people to start crawling up your ass, because we're done waiting for Santa Monica PD and LAPD to pull their heads out of their fucking asses and stop coming to see me as a victim first before they go get the witnesses that are right in the fucking front of their vehicles, or the thieves, or the pedophiles and shit that I describe, and then I sit and watch them for 10 minutes, sit in the car, have a coffee break, talk about me, talk about Dick, talk about, the calls, and geez, do we have to follow up? He might be watching us, and eventually roll away and don't come by to talk to me. But then when I call to say, yo, some other updated details on why the fuck did they sit for 15 minutes, then they want to come and see me all of a sudden. Guys, there is so much hard footage on you criminals with badges, snitch bitches, witches, and all you others running sex and drug traffic on the beach. Isn't it interesting to notice that in the old days, you could go grab a bag of weed and smoke on the beach for the weekend and not get arrested and have a good time? Way back when, in the 80s, when Kurt was a much younger buck, about fucking 4 decades ago. Even then, you guys were fucking dickheads. It was more of a rainbow coalition that was allegedly protecting and serving Los Angeles. Now it looks like a bunch of little bitches with chips on their shoulders and the skinheads and tattoo artists who are actually, gang bangers who probably did some time themselves over the years, and they decided, hey, they're going to get back at the system and everybody else, and shit's going to run their way. Because if not, that's truly how you appear to most American citizens and foreigners right now. Damn, what a shocking reality check. Your PR sucks, as does your customer service. And quite frankly, in the last 2 centuries, 4+ decades, coming up for you, in all the crimes where I've been robbed, attempted murder, hit and run, felonies, grand theft auto multiple times, home invasion and robbery multiple fucking times, at home and office, intellectual property theft, all the fucking crimes reported at LAPD, Santa Monica PD, Beverly Hills PD, Burbank PD, I can go down a list. State police and others. I did say others. Oh, and by the way, backtracking to that FBI agent, he said I can go back and sue FBI and DOJ for making me work for you fucking pricks for a lot of years. And you didn't pay me under threat of going to prison for knowing too much? Is that a stretch of the law by a fucking landslide? Because what other U.S. citizens have had to go through that? I'd like to have a list. And if you guys don't stop fucking around with me in the files, and you start removing some of the bullshit you put in there, we're going to go live with this thing and worldwide, and I'll just declassify so much shit your ass is going to fall off. I'm done with the bullshit game, and I'm done with being threatened by the State Department, the FBI, the CIA, the White House, or any other fucking asshole in U.S. government who thinks they're going to tell Uncle Kurt what he can and cannot say publicly as a public figure, as a broadcaster of freedom of speech, freedom of information, federal whistle protection, and go fuck yourself. Oh, I meant to say freedom of speech. Freedom of press, freedom of information. You're getting the picture. As a third-generation Kennedy who changed his name at age 10 because he watched you cap his cousins from age 4 to 10. As a professional journalist and broadcaster, award-winning, who had Peter Jennings' direct earpiece, thanks to the president of ABC News and Peter Jennings, and could dial him up with news stories and read them into his ear during a live fucking broadcast where he was reporting on shit that I was covering. And that's also verifiable whether you like it or not. As the guy who helped Allie North get to take a dance before the Senate because he found the underground dumping stations and threatened to take news networks underground in D.C., Chicago, New York, and other cities where the dumping grounds were for the exports. 20+ stories below the cities. I know, a lot of you think I'm crazy with this shit. Go fuck yourself. You have no idea what I've done as a patriot for our country and have been privately commended by several administrations because we can't really tell the world what you do as a federal contractor, a consultant, or advisor on high-level counterintelligence, counterterrorism, and other shit. But all of this has brought me to where I am today. I am a kind, loving, generous person. When people are honest with me, they're understanding, they have manners, and they understand boundaries. When people start going gimme and start taking and start abusing and interrupting, get ready for gloves to come off. Because I tell everybody from the very first thing, always be honest with me. Don't lie to me. I'm trained to see lies a fucking mile away. And at some point, I'll become your Armageddon if you fucking lying to me. It only takes one. Don't even lie on the little stuff. Because it's still a lie. And who are you to measure the size of your lie? When I've asked for no lies. Oh, and never give me bad drugs because I'm a purist. And I only do the best shit on the planet, whether you think it's a drug or a cannabis or an herb or whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's not Eli Lilly and government and other people dictate how I should feel or feel good. It's called Dr. Heal Thyself, not God and government tell me how to do it. Wake up, bitches. Oh, and who gave you the right to destroy my fucking planet? Your toxic wastes, your pesticides, your bombs, your hidden wastes, and more are vile and need to cease. It's time to go green. It's time to get pure. It's time to cut the bullshit. This planet will support 50 billion people if you fucking run it right. But if you jackasses think you're going to take world population down to 200 million, as outlined on the Georgia Guidestones, and the Doomsday Monument written in 12 languages, for we haven't allegedly spoken on this planet in 4 years, 2,000 to 4,000 years. Part of that's correct. I don't know how to speak hieroglyphics. How do you speak pictures? Sanskrit? Okay, Sanskrit. Ancient Greek? Okay, but Babylon? No. With enough fucking drugs we have on the street, I hear Babylon all the time from psychobabble bitches who think they're all goddamn self-important. They've read something or heard something and now they're an expert on it and they're going to tell me how I'm a piece of shit because I don't get it. Yo, wake up, bitches. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, I don't give a flying fuck. I'm one of the brightest minds on the planet right now. And if you fuck with a bitch like me, remember I wrote a lot of code. I've been writing since DOS 1.0. I am the kid who was rewriting federal law until you guys took away my toys in the 60s on dial-up phone lines. I am that good. And when you're all clicking I agree with Microsoft, Microsoft, you should go back and read that 4-page contract that Kirk can reverse engineer your shit and you gotta buy it, but if you touch his shit, he can fucking own your company. We need to sit down and have a talk. Google. Same does apply. LinkedIn and others that I worked with you as an consultant on your beta development teams at the request of the FBI and the Department of Justice because they want to know what you bitches are up to. Shock, isn't it? There is nothing you can do on your phones, your televisions, or other devices where we can't see you if we want to. So wake up. You thought George Orwell was joking? Wouldn't it be shocking to find out maybe George Orwell worked for the CIA and he knew about this shit coming out and he leaked shit and put it in a book and wouldn't that fuck your head up? If you can imagine it, I guarantee you we've already done it and beyond. This is Extinction 7 on planet Earth. There were other planets that had life on it before you toxic people in this human experiment of free will destroyed other planets, and you're on the 7th extinction here. By the way, this will be the final. You'll either figure out how to get along and stop the next war, or when the next war happens, I know they're going to try and cut it down to 200 million and all that. No, it's bye-bye all of you. It'll implode this planet. It will become the dark hole. This will be sealed as your abyss. You will not go on any further to other galaxies, including NASA. Never a straight answer. Yes, we know you've already been to other galaxies. Believe me, those ships can get terminated really fucking quick if you have any of your parasitic leeches on it. You will not go to other galaxies and create this free will run riot where you make other people your slaves and your bitches and you take away free will. You're not their god. What are you doing for world peace today? Maybe it's time you wake up and start coexisting and let me know how you're going to help, because if not, you're in my way.